When the little dot turns red, does that mean it's 2019? Oh shit. Must be 2019. Okay. I guess I'm live. I'm live. Here I am sitting in front of me with a small drink to get me through this stream. We'll see how this goes. Let me just scoot up to my computer and get a little less comfortable here. So what is going on? How is everybody? What has 2019 brought you so far? And pessimistic question. What exactly will the change of the number of the year do to improve or disprove or disimprove your life? Really? Fair question. While I sit here all day trying to veg out and somewhat celebrate the paid day off, I suppose. I've been drinking since about 11. I'm running out of alcohol, and when I'm out, I think I'm going to go to bed. I'm almost out. I brought the bottle with me. There's not much left in it. And when this drink is empty, I'll mix another one. Why not? Hey, look, Dada's in the chat. How you doing today, Dada? TA stopped in to pass some gas, and it's passing around the chat. Don't worry, guys. You'll all get some. Adam K stopped in to say Happy New Year. Is it happy? It is a new year, so to speak. I don't even know where this show is going to go, but before I started, I was sitting here messing around because I was starting to doze, and I figured I might as well try and stay active and look at and read some shit. And I re-entered into the little icon that it gives you in streaming. Make sure you guard your privacy and all this other bullshit from YouTube. And then I'm rereading the information in here, and I'm noticing specific wording of something. So under staying safe in live streams, the second tab says personal information. No, hold on. Here, let me start at the beginning. Content. Know what type of content to stream. When filming videos of your friends, classmates, and or teens, remember that they should never be sexually suggestive, violent, or dangerous. Note, this also applies to live chat. So I can't get sexually explicit or, damn it, mouse, work, or hateful in live chat. What can I say? Sexually explicit in chat to get me kicked off of YouTube. Just curious. There. That's sexually explicit, I think. Let's see what happens. We'll go from there. Personal information. Control. Flag. Inappropriate content. Or block users from the chat to make you or others feel uncomfortable. Does anybody in the chat feel uncomfortable with the words rock hard penis? That's okay. I'll get over it. I've read all this before live, haven't I? Don't I feel a little bit redundant? Okay, let's discuss Pensy. No, I think you did that wrong. It's I5 or 1-5. I5. Pen I5. Bollocks. So before I started streaming, I was also scrolling through YouTube to see what else was posted today. Did I really see the Young Turks put up a video? I haven't watched it yet. I just saw the title that said Elizabeth Warren was running for president. And I think, wow, what the hell is the world coming to? Not for the woman president, but for like a disgraced, dumb, negative word without being gendered. I'm not sure. But she's a dumb person. There we go. Dumb person. She's worse of a numbskull than I am. So, what else? CNN ran this really long thing today that was annoying the hell out of me. about all the shit that happened this year. I caught the edge of something about Spy, a spy caught, and the family is all, messed up. Didn't watch it. Instead, I watched this. What was the name of the show I watched? Night Flyers. It's 10 episodes. Not too bad. I'm a little angry with the ending of the 10th episode. Wasn't what I expected. Didn't make for a great show. Was okay. Then I watched a new one called something Class. It's supposed to start in January, but I watched this. What did they call that episode? The pilot, the first episode, and it was actually quite intriguing. Can I show what I've already searched for, and you can tell me what? No, cancel. What have I recently watched? Home. I recently watched. No, that's not right. What did I watch? Not Night School. Damn it! Answer my question. Okay, so there's this something Class show, and it's about a school that teaches kids how to become good killers. I always find shows like that kind of Deadly Class. Is that it? New this month. Deadly Class starts January something or other. The pilot was on. I watched it. It wasn't bad. It's on the Sci-Fi Channel. Science fiction. I'm rambling. There are only two genders. So, yeah. Two genders. Oh my God. Start me on a spiel. Here we go. Two genders. This weird Night Flyer show I was watching. I really do recommend it. There was a lot of weirdly manipulating information from today's current society, which at first made me think different episodes were going to take a whole weird route on this whole PC two gender, more than two genders bullshit that happens. And the farther I got through the show, it was not at all like that, even though it sort of seemed like it at the beginning of each episode that it was going to be. It didn't aim in that direction. Or maybe that's just how I felt it was. It's a science fiction explore space show, coerced and intertwined with a horror. So you've got them exploring space, but freaky weird things happening that keep killing people off. Like, what was it? Episode 6, I think. This baby is stillborn, and I'm figuring maybe half an hour or so after it died, it was full of these spores, and the whole top of the baby just melts and crumbles away in a black powder into the baby as this black spore cloud lifts off. And you think, okay, well, they used a baby for that. That's cool. And then the whole way through different episodes, you're like, but if the baby was just born, how did the baby have the spores, but the mother didn't have the spores? Now what are you doing, data? If a ship is run by women, where are all the men? Well, apparently they're strapped to tables and have devices hooked up to their genitals to suck their seed from them. Interesting show. Might watch it more if they make more episodes, but apparently that was the last one, because at the end of every episode they go through and explain something about the episode, which I didn't really watch, but that's okay. But yeah, I recommend watching it if you're into like sci-fi and horror. Night Flyers was fun. Deadly Class was definitely interesting. That starts this month, and I finally got to sit down and watch Ready Player One, which, while it was an okay movie, I'm not going to give a high acclaim because most of the action was at the beginning, which, I don't know, left the rest of the movie feeling good but kind of dull. Almost like the build-up at the beginning, or the build-up in all the previews and everything I saw on that at the beginning of the movie, just kind of fizzled out once everything I saw in the previews was over. I had nothing in the movie I was looking forward to except to see what happened. And while that was cool, it just didn't interest me the whole way through. I kind of lost a little bit of it halfway after If anybody hasn't seen it, I'm sorry. I don't mean to break the rules, but he broke the rules and drove backwards down a track in a game, and it made him win. So, well, that's different, interesting, cool. All the effects and all that shit that they showed in all the previews just seemed to be over before the movie even really got anywhere. So, there's that. And that's the extent of my New Year's, guys. I watched TV. Holy shit, I watched a lot of TV in the last day or so. I don't usually do that. I did not watch the ball drop. I did not count down the new year. I don't even think I'm really enjoying the new year because I really don't care. It's just a paid day off, a holiday, a nice day to me. It also means refreshing of new things because before the new year came, the tax bill came for the new year. And that just means other things to take care of that I don't want to. So let us. I'm crossing my fingers. I don't know what's going to happen here when I click this link. Data, put this link in here. We're going to watch. Shit, where did that go? Up here. On that one. I don't want to watch a Wix commercial, so we won't. All right, what else? How is Orville? Anybody watched Orville? Is that any good? Should I watch that? Should I binge watch that with my other day off? My regular day off this week? Oh, yeah. What did I watch? Oh, yeah, we watched Ready Player One Sunday night instead of streaming. Sorry, guys, but that's what happened. I watched that Sunday. The kids and I wanted to watch it. We don't watch things in theaters. We wait till they come out for free, and then we watch it away. That's how we did that. So when I started the movie, I knew ahead of time it was going to go over the stream, and, well, it did. So I let the kids make some popcorn. We made an event of it, and I turned on the stereo and made that surround sound nice. Oh, you know what else I watched the other day? Really good movie you guys need to watch. You regressed into a working stiff couch potato. Thank you, Dada. It's so nice of you to notice. No, actually, I have a lot of crap to do. Unfortunately, all of my side jobs are pretty much in the air. Nobody's calling me for anything right now because the weather's so up and down. Things that I had on the side that I was working on are pending a little more funding with the bills coming in. So that's why I'm drinking the last of the alcohol in my fridge. It's all the alcohol in my fridge. I might as well just finish it up, clean out the fridge. If I can get the fridge cleaned out and wiped out, start the new year like that, maybe I'll be okay. Racial Cram School, Media Studies. What is this? A 2-minute video clip? You guys can't probably hear. There's a thing about white people that makes you think they're creepy. This is asking kids. This is ridiculous. Oh, Weinstein looks like a bad guy. Dumbledore, guy with glasses? No. Oh no, this is terrible. Why am I watching this? I've been drinking. The link was a commie class for kids. A commie class. Yeah, I kind of get that vibe. I see it a little bit. Yellow hats, yellow handkerchief things around the neck, a funky poster in the back corner, colored buttons on the floor. Something's wrong here. I don't know. I think I seem to have lost some of my chat. I must be boring people tonight. I haven't had enough to drink, or I've had too much throughout the day, and I've just kind of mellowed. So, on that note, we will refill my glass with the last of it. What the hell, YouTube? Come on. Another ad. No, thank you. I do not want premium. Happy New Year, Ryder, and welcome. I don't know how you're going to count down to the end of my glass of whatever I'm drinking here. Rum. But the show will be over shortly after the glass is empty. We're just kind of mellowing into the new year. Oh, yeah. So another segment I happened to catch today. This one irked me a little bit. Was it CNN or one of the other news channels? As I was looking for something entertaining and not dull to watch, had this program about 2019 and the laws that take effect today. Well, if you partied last night and had a bunch of drinks this morning, you're waking up to new laws in effect in most areas. Like in Ohio, this, and in Nevada, that, and in Texas, this, and in Oregon, that, and da 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 da. And I just, in California, you can get a straw or give somebody AIDS or verbally assault an old person while you're working in a fogey home and get 6 months in jail equally for all three quote unquote crimes. So when you tell me on the first day of the new year new laws are taking effect, I'm constantly reminded that in Texas, if you have or use 6 dildos, you can be arrested. Or what is it in Montana? If you put a goat in your tub, you can be arrested. And in Pennsylvania or something stupid like that, if you wear slippers after 10 p.m. while lying in your bed, that's a crime. And I wonder, what is the point in some of these laws? One of them, I think I heard, I don't remember the state, apparently is the 7th or 9th or whatever state to make it pink, a legitimate hunting color to be seen as opposed to just the standard orange. So for all you pink lovers, go down to your local Victoria's Secret and get yourself your fresh new pink hunting gear today before it's all sold out. Because men love wearing pink while they hunt, and women love bloody, gory adventures, right? Because this makes sense to me. Hey, what else? There was, what else happened today? Why don't I let me check with a device smarter than myself as I negotiate my thumbs here over to this fancy digital pocket thingy, and we will go to this magical multicolored rainbow G because it's extraordinary and politically correct, and we will ask what starts today, and we will just see what Google has to say. The Chinese New Year starts today, February 16th, 2018. Wait. It starts today. It starts today. Congressional Project. No, it starts today. Archives. What laws start today? Track new laws. Govtrack.us. I don't want to give you my password. I'm not signing up for a newsletter. All right, what do we got? Congressional Accountability Act of 1995. Date signed December 21st, 2085. This bill was enacted after being signed by the president on... Whoa. All right, now I'm interested and confused at the same time. Everybody, we're going down a rabbit hole. I hope you brought your umbrella. All right, I'm not going to sign up. I'm not going to get alerts. A bill to amend the Congressional Accountability Act of 1995 to reform the procedures provided under such act for the initiation, review, and resolution of claims alleging that employing offices of legislative branches have violated the rights and protections provided to their employees under such act, including protections against sexual harassment and for other purposes. What? Did you fix your laptop? I took it apart and wrote down the battery to order. And being that it's Christmas time, I need to get halfway through January before I make any financial decisions. And not because of Christmas, just because holidays mean time off for my wife and things are tight for a short time. Let's see details. I want to see the details of this S3749 Congressional Accountability Act of 1995 Reform Act. Are one of these bills in lieu or in parallel of this Reform Act administrative remedies? Wait, what? No, give me text. I'll take the text. Send it to my phone. The bill has 3 versions. Select a version to view. I want to see the version that passed Congress. Compare to a previous version to see how the bill has changed. Apparently, I can go back to December 13, 2018, where it passed the Senate, and compare this bill to another bill. I can check Senate Bill 2872, Congressional Accountability something or other, House of Representatives Bill 4822, House of Representatives Bill 4924, Senate Bill 2401, and Senate Bill 2952. Will not. And then how do I... The text of the bill below is as of December 14th, 2018. 2 minute short title reference. Oh shit, computer blacked. Oh shit. Okay. Except as otherwise expressly provided, whenever this act is an amendment or repeal, it's expressed in terms of an amendment to or repeal of a section of another or other provision, the reference shall be considered to be made that the section of other provision of the current... Yeah, what? What legal bullshit is all those words? And why does it look like this on my phone? Because... Oh, it's comparing. Okay, so let's compare reform of disputed resolution procedures. In comparing on the way through section 101, description, available, consideration, alleged violations, reform, process, initiation, comparing left to right, claims, blah, blah, blah. Okay, something was... No, they're still lined up. Okay, cool. Subtitle B, other reforms, section 111. Okay, now I really am rambling on here. Something about this feels wrong. I don't like reading laws because they make me feel like they're restricting things. Right, they are. Shit. Okay. I lost track of what the hell I was even going to talk about. That's gone. Let's close this window up here then, and then we'll stare at blank screen there. Hey, I got 6 people, including myself, watching this fine stream that started 22 minutes ago. Probably not going to go for much longer. Next, okay, next, what's next on the government ID track list? We're going to look for lawyers in Montana. No, I'm kidding. I don't need a lawyer in Montana. It would be other places. I need lawyers. Countering Weapons of Mass Destruction. Countering Weapons of Mass Destruction Act of 2018, signed on the 21st of December. He was busy on the 21st. He signed a lot of bills. Did he read any of them? This bill was enacted after being signed. Okay, now I want to read Countering Weapons of Mass Destruction. And the first thing I get is a stock of marijuana. Ooh, look, good ad. I like that. That's awesome. We got some lawyers here. History. Well, this activity took place on Bill H.R. 2825, possibly in lieu of similar activity on H.R. 7213. Explain. I don't want to go into the details. The bill must be passed through both the House and Senate. How to cite this information, blah, 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 blah. I want to know what the bill is about. Tell me what it's about. To amend the Homeland Security Act of 2002 to establish the Countering Weapons of Mass Destruction Office and for other... Whoa! They opened up a new office called Countering Weapons of Mass Destruction to establish an office called Countering Weapons of Mass Destruction. So that would be CWOMD. CWOMD. They've been CWOMD. Sponsored by New York Figures. Daniel Donovan, sponsored representative for New York's 11th Congressional District. He's a Republican. Okay. Last updated the December 20th. All right, I'm bored of this one. Let's go back. What else they got? National Flood Insurance Extension Program. Amend the Federal Election Campaign Act of 1971 to extend through 2023 the authority of Federal Election Commission to impose civil money penalties on the basis of a schedule of penalties established and published by the Commission. Enacted, signed by the President, December 21st, 2018. This bill was enacted after being signed by the President. Why are you redundant? You repeating your shit. Why do I sound like I just started coming from Georgia? The Juvenile Justice Reform Act of 2018. Tell me if any of these sound interesting, and I will attempt to learn what they are. Enacted to designate the facility of the United States Postal Service located at 35 West Main Street in Frisco, Colorado, as the Patrick E. What? Are you fucking serious? This has to be pushed through the House and signed by the President to rename a fucking post office? What kind of money are they wasting here? And another one. Okay, so H.R. 6831 is to designate the facility of the United States Postal Service located at 35 West Main Street in Frisco, Colorado, as the Patrick E. Mahoney Jr. Post Office Building. H.R. 6780 to designate the facility of the United States Postal Service located at 7521 Paula Drive in Tampa, Florida, as Major Andreas O'Keefe Post Office. Hey, Data, are you going to the Major Andreas O'Keefe Post Office Building anytime soon? Can you take a picture and share it with the rest of the world that the time that the Congress and the House of Representatives spent wasting money? HR 6655 to designate. Wait, what did I say that was? That was Tampa. You're in Miami or something. Sorry. HR 6655 to designate the facility of the United States Postal Service located at 44160 State Highway 229 East Suite 1 in MacArthur, California, as the Janet Lucille O'Lear Post Office, signed by the President. You know what? I wonder what they got by him. Hey, look, we're changing the name on like 12 post offices, sir. I just need you to sign a whole bunch of paperwork here. And look, we got a new office for weapons of mass destruction. We got the new DWOMD, or whatever the hell that was. Counterfeiting office, mass energy destruction. Yep, comedy. Hold on. What else do we got? I read that one. What else we got? Juvenile Justice Reform Act of 2018. What else? I read that. The HR 7120 to amend the Federal Election Campaign Act of 1971. Oh, yeah, I read that. Durr, I am in NumbedSkull. There's four post offices here. They renamed 4 post offices. Oh, I didn't read HR 6930 to designate the facility of the United States Postal Service located at 10 Miller Street in Plattsburgh, New York, as the Ross Boyer Post Office Building. You go, Plattsburgh. Show me what is this? There was a picture. Sponsors and status. Elise Stefanik, sponsor representative for New York's 21st Congressional District. Read text updated 21st of 2018. Why would you need a whole bunch of text to rename? Why would you spend a year renaming a post office? Why? Why do we need an entire office for countering weapons of mass destruction when we can make that, I don't know, Homeland Security, FBI, CIA, Secret Service? Who is in charge of that? Did you see my first link? See, yes, click, not yet. No. I'll just say no, because I might not click it. I don't know what's going to happen. Your computer will self-destruct upon clicking this link. Yay! Oh, shit, that reminds me. I saw somebody foobar their computer. And I'm not exactly sure, but I'm semi-sure what he did. I look at this thing. It's it gets brought to my attention, I should say, and I decide I'll be nice and I'll take a quick look and see if there's anything I can do for you, because I'm kind of computer savvy, though I'm not a computer genius. And I look at this computer and I start messing with it, and I had to figure out what the password was. So I get the guy's password from him and I put it in the computer, and I guess the first key indicator that something was seriously potentially wrong, or that he screwed something up on his computer. And that would have been like the 6 error messages when Windows loaded up, after it looked like it was telling me that there's a screen when someone tries to fix their computer or update their computer, and it says, please wait while Windows updates or Windows sets this up. And I thought, oh, well, okay, I know what you did then. All right, I'll go through it. But when you go to click on the start menu in Windows 10 and it doesn't work and the tiles don't work, there's really only one answer as to what you did. So there's 2 restore options. You can either get online, which I didn't have online access that would have been worth using. I could have tethered, but no. And you download the update for the Windows Store protocols or whatever it is, the App Store for Windows. And then you have to shut it off and re-download it, reinstall it, and turn it back on. That'll give you your start menu back. The other way is to restore your computer to a previous setup. Now, that's where the red flags all went off, is all of the restores were missing and the backups were missing. So I decided to go into logs and see what happened, and all the logs were cleared. So somebody had a dumb fucked idea of what to do to clear his computer before he sold it to somebody, and didn't know what the hell he was doing, because instead of wiping out all his information, he started wiping out all the files, the restore files, the log files, system files, the compiling files, the loading files. There was nothing you could do other than open the desktop and click on one of the programs, which would give you an error message because it wouldn't be able to load, because the system file to help load was missing. So instead of restoring, refreshing, or completely resetting his computer, he wiped out files like a dumbass, and he wiped them out with a fury. So my thought came, oh, look, the recycling bin says there's something in there. Oh, I'm a dumbass. The recycling bin says there's something in there, but system files in the recycling bin will still show up as hidden if he didn't undo the hidden settings. Oh, I need to figure out where I put this computer. I might still be able to fix it if I go into the settings and set all files as non-hidden, and then go back into the recycling bin and restore all recycling bin items if he didn't clear the recycling bin after his dumbass fucking rampage. Idiots in computers. And my response was, if you don't know how to use a computer, don't. Although that kind of makes me almost half in that category. I kind of don't know how to do certain things. So should I stop doing them? Okay, so the person who originally owned this computer should never own another computer. Let's go with that. I'll go with that. It sounds fair to him and myself, and I'm pissed about this job because there's no pay yet because I can't fix it. What other cool things are going on? See, the day is almost over, so everybody's into the new year as we know it, even though Chinese New Year starts in a couple of months, and other New Years I don't know about probably happen. What else do I got, guys? I'm running out of liquor, which means steam. And starting to slowly close down some web pages here. Wait, didn't I have? I don't know where that one went. All right. Let's see here. Anything else fun or interesting? Tomorrow I am going to scour for some cool new information, and I will see if I can
do what?
Oh, there's a voice in my head. It said something. Hold on, let me put those headset on. What's up, man?
What's up?
Well, the 2018 is up. It's time expired.
It's over with. I hope we have a better new year.
Well, I don't know.
I'd like to start feeling a little better health-wise. I'd like to start seeing a little better clarity-wise. I'd like to start feeling a little better.
I would like to get myself into a spot where I don't feel so disfortunate.
Well, yeah, that's a spot that a lot of us share, dude.
Yeah. And I don't need to be well off. I just need to not feel like I'm doing without something.
Dude, there's two lists. There's the needs list and the wants list. And it'd be great if you could take care of the needs list in full to be able to jump over to the wants list sometimes.
Yeah, I know that feeling. It's like a 10-to-1 ratio right now, and I'd like to make it a little better.
But for a lot of people, they haven't even finished their needs list.
Well, I can add a new bottle of alcohol to my wants list, can I? I think I should, because this one's empty, and the cup's almost down to the bottom. But we'll chat for a minute. So how is your... What's the question I want to ask? How is your outlook on the new year? Is it really a new year, or is it just a way for you to explain trying to start something fresh?
Dude, are you trying to be funny by saying outlook?
Why?
Because my cataracts.
Oh no, apologies.
Yeah, well, my outlook will be shrinking until I get some surgery, and eye surgery creeps me out. So
yeah, it does. Oh,
and not only, I mean, I've never had it, but just thinking about eye surgery creeps me out entirely. And to imagine somebody going in there and removing your lenses.
All right, so I can tell you that you'll probably be knocked out for eye surgery unless it's a certain type where they need you to respond and tell them what you see, or things like that. I've had one eye surgery when I was a kid. I'm a numbskull. When I was a kid, I got a piece of metal in my eye, and it scratched part of one of my lenses, and it was kind of like stuck in there.
Right.
Between my eyelid and the lens of my eye, so they had to actually knock me out and surgically remove it.
And they did.
Yeah, so I mean, I can still see where the bad spot in my eye is, but it's not.
It left a scar.
I have to focus. Like, I have to move my eye completely out of where I wouldn't normally have it, because it's not right over my eye. It's off the bottom of it.
It's a scar.
Yeah, and then I have like retina tearing and other little deviations, but other than that, my eyesight's not horrible.
Well, that's good. I mean, for the longest time, I never even realized that the first 20 years of my life, I had bad vision. I had stigmatism in both eyes, but it was such a light stigmatism, everything was blurry, just a little bit. So when I got my glasses for the first time, it was the difference, I guess, of seeing somebody's skin tone and actually somebody's skin hairs or skin pores. So it was like all of a sudden the entire world had this added 10% detail that I never caught before.
It's like going from a 1980s tube television to a new OLED.
And yeah, I also honestly think that the clearer somebody's eyesight is, the clearer somebody's mind is too.
I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, if your mind deals with information, right, and you're not seeing at the most accurate, you're pulling in some garbage in, garbage out.
All right, I can kind of see that. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Maybe I took that a little wrong.
Well, I mean, it's kind of it's a thought of mine. I mean, God forbid it's true, but
if you get taught how to do something and you're taught the wrong way and you're doing it wrong all along, but you don't realize you were taught wrong, you don't know until somebody explains, oh, by the way, that can be done better.
Right.
Yeah, I understand that part. Okay, I can go with that.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that's kind of the scoop. And they'll probably have to. Well, they will have to do both eyes, but they're probably going to end up doing my worst eye, with the one that's pretty much 100% blind, and then go from there for the second, because they never do this shit 100% of the time to both eyes.
Are you doing laser? Or are they doing?
Listen, I don't know what I'm doing. I have yet to even. I mean, I saw one doctor, and he suggested I get insurance so I could.
Are you making puns now? You saw one doctor?
I saw. I saw a specialist, and he suggested I get insurance so I could get the surgery and then cancel the insurance. That was his suggestion, because I don't have insurance, and I definitely don't have the money for it. So, I may be one of those people that you were talking about 2 weeks ago, the ones that were like shafting the Medicaid and Medicare.
You know what? At this point, what was it that was offered? I've been catching glimpses of the news today. It was like $1.5 billion was offered for border protection, but it cannot be spent on the wall in the effort to get $5 billion for the wall. It's like, geez, if we can't spend money on the things we say we're supposed to do, then why not just spend it on frivolous activities like handing it out to people?
Dude,
I don't mean that in a negative way on your connotation.
No. But okay,
I mean, like, let's just hand some free money out. Why not? Let the American citizens get some health care. Here we go. Hand out money.
The thing is, money doesn't exist. It is not real. It is a construct. The only reason
if you take the blue pill.
No, the only reason you think money has any power whatsoever is because you believe it does. But it's worthless. Now, at the same time, we're giving the Department of Defense $850 billion, and they want a 10% increase over the next 10 years, or no, a 10% increase this year for 19 of another $81 billion to, push that $1 trillion mark. And this is an organization that not only hasn't done a budget for 13, 14 years, but it has been like impossible to even do an audit for the past 20 years. Who's missing trillions of dollars every year. And this isn't,
You remember we covered the conspiracy. Let's not go into that one right now. We might get
Yeah. Well, yeah, all that money has gone to obviously things that we don't need to know about. Okay, so that's ultimately the scoop. While you and I argue about the 1 billion here or there to make humanity maybe just a little bit sweeter, we're spending 100 times that to blow something up on the other side of the world.
Oh, I want to blow something up. It sounds so fun. Doesn't it just sound so fun? Give me a paint can, let me throw something inside, tap the lid on, light the fuse, and stand back and watch it explode. And then give me something bigger, and I'll watch that explode. And then give me something bigger.
Wait a second. Do you live in California?
I did.
Are you responsible for all those damn fires?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Energy fucking weapon you probably have in the backyard. Built out of old microwave ovens.
Listen, I can't tell you about the weapons I have. They're saved for the squirrels. Sorry, guys.
You're hiding it from the office, the counter weapons of mass office.
Seriously though, when you see them starting an office, as of January 1st, this new office comes into effect. It's the CWOD. It goes with the FBI and the CIA and the DHS and the HS and the SS and
the alphabet soup.
Oh, it's like, how many more offices do you need to cover the shit that these offices should be covering? Oh, wait, you know what? We're a little overstaffed and our budget doesn't cover everything, so we're going to open a new office.
Do you remember what was it? Do you remember when they first opened up the Department of Homeland Security?
Wasn't that in like 2005 or
And do you remember
six?
what they did with FEMA?
The Federal Emergency Management Association. Didn't
Yeah.
that get demoted to just natural disaster response or something like that?
Okay, they folded FEMA into the Department of Homeland Security, but they did that because FEMA, after Jimmy Carter, made after Jimmy Carter, or Carter made sure that FEMA always had funding, 100% all the time. In other words, if there was an emergency, there was going to be something there. So they put FEMA into Homeland Security so they could basically rape the coffers of FEMA.
Oh, so let's throw this last thing in there real quick. Stupid things that cross my mind during the day, and that's what usually makes for my educational or informative shows. I sat back and I'm thinking to myself, I'm making $13 an hour, and this Kit Kat bar is $1.79.
And last year it was 20% larger.
Well, hold on. I'm not even going into the sizes or volume or anything like that. I remember making $5.25 an hour, and that Kit Kat bar being about 59 cents.
Right.
Okay, so I haven't actually sat and done any of the math. I suppose I could here real quick. If I was making $5.25 an hour, and I divide, I guess, how would I have to do that? I'd have to divide the $5.25 by 49 cents to see how many Kit Kats I could get per hour, right? So 5.25 divided by 0.59 equals 8.89 or 8.9 Kit Kats per hour I could make, right?
Right. So if you really want to get depressed and screw and math yourself all the way down into what you're worth in Kit Kat bars.
All right, so per hour in the year the Kit Kat bars were 59 cents per hour, I was making 8.9 Kit Kat bars.
Okay.
In the day now where Kit Kat bars are $1.79 for the same rough size packaging, I'm making 7.2 or 7.26 Kit Kat bars per hour right now.
And there's 20% more corn oil. There's less sugar. There's probably some radioactivity and a few more rat droppings. And yeah.
So let's talk about this. I'm making fewer Kit Kats per hour, and I'm getting fewer Kit Kats on investment. So I'm making a lot more, and I can afford things, but I can get a lot less for what I'm making. I'm so mathematically lost now.
Basically, if you're sitting in a truck and you look over and you see a homeless guy inside a cardboard box on the sidewalk, he's basically doing better than you because at least he doesn't have outstanding credit obligations.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started on credit right now. I'm telling you, I want to go back to the days of making 8.9 Kit Kats per hour.
I mean, he may not be retiring anytime soon, but he's got a completely cash portfolio. I was watching this movie and it was talking about, and remember, we've kind of talked about this before. I'm seriously thinking about like moving into a van for a few years just because I can't seem to get my overhead down low enough to be able to actually put savings in the bank. You know?
A roll of packing tape in a beautiful box.
Well, that's or an X like U-Haul or something like that, something along those lines, something with a little more room, but a stealth type camper. And there's this guy doing a movie about this whole thing because in actuality, this is not a unique idea. It's a big movement now. I mean, to the point where these vehicle, well, first of all, van sales are going insane. They're selling each of the new models at like 300,000 a month. We're talking they're selling millions of each of these makes and models a year because people are not only they're living in them, but there's also a lot of people right now that work and they work interstate. And instead of flying around and sitting in hotel rooms, they're building out these vans. It's cheaper in the long run, and you're more comfortable doing it because at least you're sleeping in your own bed. There's nursing and medical where they go from clinic to clinic. There's doctors when they're getting their degree, when they finally become doctors, there's a period of time where they have to literally live at the emergency room. And this is another option for them to like live in a van and be very, very close to being there, but at least comfortable, not sleeping on some gurney in the emergency room or in some like group bedroom type deal.
I'm ready for the zombie squirrels. I netted my garbage can this morning, but as for the real ones, all I've got is the the awesome arsenal of yard and garden tools that would be very handy in that situation. Stop blacking out on me, computer. Let's see. Can we say I get paid 6 dead babies per hour instead? I understand those prices. I don't make that much money. Come on. A dead baby is like what? $1,000 per head at Planned Parenthood now. I don't make that much money. It's a big movement this summer. My brother and I are building a little house on a camper trailer, something you can live in all year. I've actually lived in a couple of different types of vehicles, but not for long periods, but for like stay periods instead of paying for rooms and shit.
Nug's question, who's prepared for zombies? I think at no point in human history has more people, literally more people right now and right here, more prepared for zombie apocalypse than ever. I mean, between video games and media and television and FEMA training camps and...
Do you know we're not prepared for?
What?
Technology loss.
Yeah, we're definitely not prepared for that. Oh.
We're going to need hundreds of thousands of new psychiatrists if an EMP hits the planet.
Well, I mean, it would be beyond just that. It would, I mean, psychiatry. I mean, listen, for some people, I think stepping away from groups might do them a world of good.
For the record, everybody, be a little bit scared. Apparently, 2019 is the year that a meteoroid string that dropped a meteor in northern Russia is passing through our field, or we're passing through its field, and we could potentially see meteors up to the size of at least Volkswagen's land.
Interesting.
Which could be cool.
I heard also in 2026 they've got something that they've been tracking and they know is going to be close, but it's so close that they can't be 100% sure if it's not going to make impact or not. So there's that. That's 2026.
Yeah, that one I didn't hear about. I heard about the meteor shower that we're going to pass through here in 2019, that it's 104 years or something like that. The last one was in 1913 or 1914 or something like that. We're just passing through it again. And there's another solar thing expected in, I think, 23.
Maybe that's the cause for the van movement. Somehow everybody across the world, consciously or unconsciously, is aware of like something on the horizon, something drastically big, something that's like biblical, like a world flood or some tsunami or some, even a meteor impact, something. Maybe that's
if we are in a what they refer to as a global warming section, which, granted the science is still out, you can be on either side however you want to look at it. I'm not going to denote that, but if we get hit by a meteor, you're going to see global warming to an extreme.
Oh, if we get hit by a meteor, you want to talk global warming? Depending on the size of the meteor, you may see
where it hits.
Literally flames falling from the sky.
And so, where it hits.
Global warming to the nth degree in some places. Global warming to charcoal briquettes.
Well, that's an awesome idea to end the stream on. Is thank you for joining us in 2019, everybody. There will be a meteor coming also to join us later this year.
There's this guy. Okay, there was a book that was hidden by the CIA. It was national security. It couldn't be published. I think they recently released it, but with some pages redacted. And it was written by a guy who was a scientist who believed in the theory of crust displacement. In other words, not only do all our crusts grind together and move and flow, and of course they move very slow, there's a theory that all the parts of the crust basically combine an entire shell, and that shell is riding on liquid. And obviously the whole thing is spinning too, and it's rotating around the sun. So at some point, be it by weight or something else, it could be gravity wave, who knows? But at some point, the whole crust will rotate or spin or move laterally. So all of a sudden, the pole is on the equator and the equator is on the pole, and this could have actually explained the whole global flood phenomenon, because
are you talking the CFE from 16,500 years ago, or are you talking?
Well, no, we're talking about literally something a lot more sudden. In other words, we're not talking about slow ocean rise, but we're talking about
like 32 feet in less than 24 hours.
Faster than that, because think about it. The actual Earth is spinning at like something like 2,000 miles per hour. Okay? So it's spinning at 2,000 miles per hour. If the entire thing rotated, let's say
it's about 1,000 miles per hour, yeah.
Okay, so if the entire thing rotated 15 degrees, just 15 degrees, but suddenly you would see all the oceans of the world literally spill or run at hundreds of miles, even close to 1,000 miles per hour across the continents. I mean, the only thing that would survive is for luck, be on the leeward side of a recent, fairly newly formed mountain range.
All right. Well, the mountain ranges are the impacts of the crust upon each other, and the best way to look at the crust flow of the Earth and why it probably wouldn't be a sporadic large shift that would be mass continental is because when you're melting chocolate, let's say you melt chocolate in the double pan setup and you have the heat set really low, so the chocolate's just barely melted, but not quite. If you let it set, the outside, the top of the chocolate gets this almost skin to it. And that's where the chocolate begins to cool and harden. Right. And most of the chocolate beneath that is molten liquid, ready to form around things.
Yeah.
As whatever gets moved from the inside up starts to push the ridges into the cooling chocolate at the surface.
Right.
At no point will you see a huge shift like that, because that it's looking for the weakest point.
Well, so, no, wait a second.
Right now, when you look at like the mid-Atlantic or the Atlantic Ridge,
you're talking about the normal continental drift,
right?
Everybody believes in that. That's already pretty much.
Someone's not believing.
No, yeah, that's pretty much. We're talking about the radical idea of yes, those still, that still all exists, but you have to understand that all that is also, on top of moving very, very, very slow, it's also speeding down the highway in a very fast car.
Yeah, and what it would take an outside. Okay, so you're thinking
it would take an unbelievable. It would take a difference in what's turning. Okay, we don't even know the molten core of the Earth and how that exactly works, but we're pretty sure that the molten core is generating the spin.
All right, so let's offer some basic science to this, okay? So an object in motion will stay in motion unless a force equal and opposite deters the motion. So you would need something of a conceivably large percentage of the whole in order for that to work. For instance, it's believed that the moon is actually the debris from the Earth after a large planet-sized object hit the Earth, and the two of them melded together.
Not only that, but the moon, because of its size and because of its weight and because of its location, actually got this Earth to stop spinning radically off its axis.
Okay, so what you're talking about is something reverse.
By doing that, has actually kind of like stabilized the planet, so we have a fairly decent, four-season weather pattern by the slight tilt of the axis. But I'm talking about a major tilt. Okay, think of it this way. If you have you ever spun a what's it called? Those things, they look like a top, but they're in a metal sphere, a gyroscope. Have you ever held a gyroscope in your hand?
Are we talking about the ones that you get in and actually move in? Those are fun.
The one you used to be able to take a string to and wind up and then pull really hard and it would spin, and then you would hold it in your hand, and if you tried to move it certain ways, it would move very easily. Other ways, it would move very hard.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so what if you hit that, because remember, that's the Earth, and that's the weight of all the damn continents. So they're all spinning one direction, and they're doing it pretty much at this point via momentum. And it's very easy to either slow it down or speed it up going that direction, but obviously it'd be very hard for us to shift the axis of the planet suddenly.
You're talking about car into brick wall.
Well, yeah, we're talking about literally a biblical event.
It would have to be either
it
would have to be two objects with equal energy divided up amongst the way that they're being yielded.
There's evidence for this, right?
All right, so what you're saying is something would have to hit us with a proportional amount of speed versus weight, as opposed to our proportional weight versus speed.
We have woolly mammoths, like a whole group of them, frozen stiff with food still in their stomach. This happened because an area of land literally changed overnight.
Yes.
One temperature to another temperature.
You're talking about a large meteoroid or asteroid hitting in northern America and liquidating an entire ice shelf and melting it and surging it across all North America, some of Central America, across the Atlantic Ocean into Europe and Africa. You're talking 30-something feet of water in less than 24 hours.
I mean, Africa would probably be safe because it's probably the most elevated continent. But the rest of the rest of the continents would be completely buried underwater, and there's actually evidence for that too happening in the past. Now, let's say a pole reversal could have some effect. I mean, I understand too that you would have stuff like, with all this going on, you would also have stuff like the sun not coming out for an entire day.
No,
Because
actually, it was in the 1600s, the cataclysm that happened in the late 1600s. The sun was gone for I think 4 days in Europe because of
right, so I mean, depending on the spin and the wobble, that could actually happen until the shell started spinning again and either resetting or going back to original or going to a new location. And again, there's evidence for that too when it comes to like the record, the geological record of plant species in Antarctica. How the hell did they have palms in Antarctica? It wasn't, if it was on the pole, it's a little harder. If it was on the equator, then maybe there's a reason.
All right. Well, awesome conversations that leave my mind bewildered come at the end. And I think all of our watchers are starting to go, wait, what are they talking about? I'm lost. Can we go back to how many Kit Kats per hour we're making again? I'm going to fight for 9 Kit Kats per hour. I want my 9 Kit Kats.
I will guarantee you 10 Kit Kats every month.
Oh, those are slave wages. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I need myself some shut-eye. Yeah, something like that. I need to shut my eyes. Have a good night, and I'll probably do something like this tomorrow. Bye.
See ya.